Welcome to Gabriella's kitchen. Well, today my kitchen is also my mom's kitchen because I am staying at my mom's place in Hungary. So, but I just wanted to um, kind of check in with everybody and do some cooking together because I enjoy cooking. I have the opportunity to do so right here. And my mom asked me to cook something for my family here. So I'm very excited. And yesterday we shopped and we got some soba noodles that I really like soba noodles. So that's going to be one of the dishes I made. And I already have the hot water on. So right now I'm going to get some of the noodles in the hot water. And the water, I already put some black Himalayan salt, which has a really amazing flavor. And for the first time, I also just tried that yesterday. So right now, I'm going to put the noodles in the water and I will show you guys after. I'm going to use two of the bundles. Well, maybe three. Two or three. Let's see. We'll do three because it's good after two. So I'm going to add one more bundle. These great bundles of soba noodles. So I'm going to the camera and turn it around to show you guys. So here are the soba noodles cooking. And I don't cook these really often, so I'm going to double check. It's just for 5 minutes, so they don't need to cook for a long time at all. I'm also going to prepare some beans. For the soba noodles, I have here a cabbage and I have some spinach and I'm going to add carrots and some other leafy greens. Gonna turn the camera back around. So I'm just going to get a spoon to kind of stir the noodles a little bit. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so delicious. So I always add a little salt and I add some olive oil too, so the pasta don't stick together. And I'm going to prepare a pan, and that pan is also going to have a little bit of oil in it. Actually, I'm probably going to have to wash that pan. In the meantime, I also wanted to cook some beans. And for the beans, we are going to pick a bigger pot. So I'm going to put you guys down for a second. Oh, and I'm also going to put some lovely oyster mushrooms in with the noodles. So I'm going to get a pot for the beans. And the first thing for the beans, what I'm going to do is add some olive oil. And the next thing we're going to do is chop up some onions and chop up some garlic and some ginger. Hi, Steve. Thank you for joining. I'm cooking in my mom's kitchen. I'm going to make some soba noodles that are already up and cooking. I can show you. I'm going to turn it around. So here are soba noodles. They only need to cook. They are also called buckwheat noodles. So these only need to cook for like 5 minutes. So they've been in the water for about a minute. I'm going to let them cook. And in this pot, we are going to make some spicy black beans. Hi, Harriet. Thank you for joining. And with the black beans, I was just going to start to chop up some onions and ginger and some garlic. So thank you for joining. And I'm also just, usually when I cook, I figured I have a conversation with anybody who wants to join because it's inspiring for me to talk to people. So let me know. Hi, Harriet. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know where you are joining in from. If you have any questions, how's your day going? Right now, I am just literally gonna chop up some garlic and some onion and to start the black beans. And once I have those, and then I can show you guys more. And I'm going to work with both some red onions and some yellow ones for both of my dishes. And soba noodles still have like a few more minutes. So I'm also want to make sure, I don't know where everything is in my mom's kitchen. You were wondering what I'm making. Thank you so much for asking. So I'm just being creative, just creating something new. I always like to make new recipes. So I'm making buckwheat noodles with different veggies. So it's going to have onions, probably it's going to have some spicy peppers and some zucchini and carrots and spinach and cabbage. That's what I was thinking with the soba noodles. So I'm cooking the noodles and I'm going to do in a pan some onions and garlic and ginger, and then I'm going to add the veggies and then mix the noodles in. That's the idea. And then with the beans, I'm making spicy black beans. That's going to have the beans. I have some leftover peas that kind of thicken. They are yellow peas that my mom made some yellow pea hummus. And then the leftover water had still have a lot of pea. So it kind of become like this thickened yellow pea, almost like a thick yellow pea soup. So I'm going to add that as well. So, and add some spices and some tomatoes to the beans. And beans are just really good anytime. So that's just going to be, you know, a dish that we can eat at any time, but also you can eat it next to pasta because beans are just generally good for you. And I am not used to cooking much on this type of stove because I have a gas stove at home and this is an electric with a flat top. So some of the water just went out. So I have to clean it up in case if you have heard the sound. So the soba noodles supposed to only cook for like 5 minutes, but I think they might already be ready. Let's see. Let's check. Oh my God. They are already ready. So they cook like super, super fast. And now I have to find the strainer in my mom's kitchen because I don't know where they are. So let's see if we can quickly find the strainer. So, Harriet, I'm making stuff up. And hopefully it's just going to work out. Let's see. I found the strainer. It's all the way in the bottom shelf. But victory. I'm going to get the soba noodles and strain them. So I'm going to put this down just for a second because I have to get the noodles. Take that other thing over here, which is actually going to work out perfectly because as I'm straining the noodles, show the peppers. Okay, I will show the peppers because especially we have some Hungarian peppers here as well. Some of the spiced peppers are going to be already cut up and made. But I have some yellow peppers that I can show you just in a second as I strain the noodles. So, in the noodles, and they're delicious. So I'm just gonna let that sit. But look at these peppers. Oh my God, they are so wonderful. I love them. They smell so good. These are the Hungarian yellow peppers. And I also have some special chili peppers here in salt that my mom made from her garden. So some of these also going to make it into the beans. And there are some other green peppers that these were already made, green chili peppers. So I think those are the now I'm gonna add one more type of pepper. And this is already in this jar, but it is called csípős paprika in Hungarian. And this is called erős pista, and it's just a grinded pepper. Let me open to show you the inside of it. So it looks like this. It's grinded pepper paste, but oh my God, it is like literally out of heaven. So I'm very excited for the bean dish. Right now I'm going to have to, since the noodles are done, don't do that. Which, which part? The smelling the pepper. I miss that pepper so much. So I'm so grateful that I can be here and actually smell the pepper, because in the US where I am normally, we just don't have that type of pepper. So I probably already ate like 2 kilos of peppers since I've been Hungary, because it is just so, oh my God, it's just so wonderful. I love peppers and I love tomatoes. And Harriet, I think you generated, but look at these mushrooms. These mushrooms are so delightful also. And these guys gonna go in with the soba noodles as well. So right now, I'm just cleaning some garlic and I'm going to add that to the pan. I lowered the temperature because it was too hot. I already have some oil in the pan, so I just put it on the stove. Oh, yes, Harriet, I agree. Nacho, those peppers, some onion and some tomatoes, and nacho is perfect with those peppers. I agree 100%. So I'm definitely gonna make some while I'm here and have the chance to do so. So I'm putting some garlic in to the bean dish right now. And I'm just doing probably like 3 cloves of garlic. And then I'm going to put, I think, just the purple onion with the bean dish. Originally, I thought I'm going to use both, but right now I'm thinking about it. I think the purple onion is going to give it more flavor, and I think the yellow onion is going to be better with the soba noodle. So although originally I thought, I change my mind all the time with cooking, what am I doing? And I might have a base recipe or a base idea or something I read or done before, and then I like to twist it as much as possible. So I just put in 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to do one more. And I don't know, Harriet, if you have tried this, but I just tried for the first time this Himalayan black salt, and the flavor is just so amazing. So if you have a chance to get some, I would definitely recommend it. I love the Himalayan pink salt as well. I love cooking with it, and I love it flavors the food. And my new favorite salt is also raw berry salt, because we picked our own raw berries. I don't know if you saw that in any of my previous videos, and then froze it and then dried it. And the raw berry salt, with anything, I just love that on everything as well. I love the different flavors in salts. It just creates such a unique addition to the food, you know. So first time seeing me cooking. Yeah, I done a little bit before, and then I like to share like snips of it on YouTube, but my goal is to do like more live ones like this when people can also like ask questions in a time. And I just thought, like right now I'm cooking by myself, but I cook by myself. See if somebody wants to join me and maybe they want to cook too, and then ask question in the meantime or just talk about whatever. I love cooking. And I love also, I made a lot of smoothies um, and made a lot of salads. And I usually, like almost every day, um, upload like a 15 seconds to a minute little video about a breakfast I made, a snack I made, something I made for the first time. Like since I've been here, my mom bought some, well, she bought it before, but she never used it, some tapioca. And I never did tapioca before either. So sorry, I'm gonna decrease the temperature. I'm learning this cooking type. So I never used tapioca before. I heard about tapioca pudding. Saw some movies about it, but you know, I never used it myself. So I made tapioca pudding for the first time. So I just recorded like two short clips about me mixing the tapioca and then the finished product once the pudding was already there. So I do stuff like that. When I cook outside, I recorded different videos. I actually have one, I think, making leche. I think on my YouTube channel, I have when making it traditionally outside cooking leche. Um, yeah, because I think we got not exactly this paprika, but like the gypsy paprika, and I might have used some green paprika. I don't remember. I have to go back to look now that I'm talking about it. So I'm just adding the purple onions right now. And once I added them, oh, thank you, Harriet. I would appreciate that. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I think I have like 1,400 videos up there, some long ones, and then a lot of short ones. Because it seems like today the attention, gypsy paprika pepper, yeah, it's really similar to this yellow one, but it's just a little bit shorter, and the taste is almost like this yellow one, what we have in Hungary, but they just called gypsy Hungarian paprika. And sometimes I am able to buy that in the US, which is great. So yeah. So right now I added all the onions and the garlic. So I'm gonna flip it around, show you guys how the pot looks like. So here we are. This is one smaller purple onion and 3 cloves of garlic. And I'm just gonna let it simmer here in a minute. And I'm going to add just a little bit of this, because this is really strong flavor to this black Himalayan salt. But I know it's called, they said it's black, but it's kind of look like more grayish. I'm going to add about that much. It has a really unique flavor that I really like. Put this back around. Yeah, I was really excited when at least I was able to find some type of paprika that was similar to Hungarian paprika. Good to see how much you actually added. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I just most of the time I just do it by feeling what feels right. I know I could have measured it out, but I don't always measure things out. I just what feels right for this. Hopefully it's gonna be good. And I am adding about half of this ginger piece that I just cleaned, because the other half is going in with the soba noodle base. I'm just gonna chop this up into like small pieces. I'm cutting it up right now. I like ginger in a lot of things that I make. I love it for tea as well. It's really healthy, has good benefits, and I love the flavor that ginger adds to foods. So now that's been sauteing for just a little bit. I'm adding the ginger. And I'm going to cut up one of these amazing paprikas, add some of the chili, and I'm going to also these green chilies that I have here, I'm going to cut them up into smaller pieces and going to add them after I'm adding the black beans. Now, the black beans you could cook. Here, right now, I have canned black beans. So I'm just going to use those because I just got the notice this morning that I'm cooking. I'm going to use um, the cans. And I'm also going to use some cubed tomatoes. I have one in the can and I'm going to add some fresh ones as well. So I'm going to work on preparing all that right now. So Harriet, I don't know if you told me where you're from. You might have told me before, but I forgot. Where are you calling from? And also, I don't know if anybody else joined. If they want to share anything or have any questions, please let me know. I'm just cooking here and having a conversation with whoever wants to have a conversation with me. Otherwise, I'm just talking. So I'm just opening the black beans right now and the tomato. After that, I'm going to chop up and add the different type of chilies and peppers from the stormy corner. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I am going to just drain a little bit from the top of the beans, not to have that much of the liquid. The tomatoes I'm not going through viharsarok. Um, okay, so I'm going to flip this around so I can show you guys how things look like right now. So those of you who might have just joined, I have in here some Himalayan black salt. I have garlic, onion, and ginger. And right now I'm going to add a can of tomato. Mix it in. And I'm going to add 2 cans of black beans. It's better if you have regular beans and then, you soak it and cook it yourself. I didn't have time right now. And so I'm just going to add that. And this needs to simmer for a while. So I'm going to increase it just a little bit. And right now I'm going to work on the chilies, chop up the chilies and all the peppers and add that to the mix. And then I don't think I'm going to add the whole pea paste that I have here, just a little bit. So these chilies my mom made from her garden. So I'm just going to add, because they are strong. So I'm just going to take out like 2 pieces like this and chop them up into tiny pieces and add that because I know they are hot. If anybody saw my pizza videos, I put some in the pastry part of the pizza, the dough. And I got the feedback that even people who love the heat, that it was hot. So right now I'm going to chop up the green chilies as well. And then you add those to the beans. And then, because it's already going to have a lot of chilies in it, I think I'm going to do probably half of a paprika in it. And I will show you guys when I add all that. And I'm going to cut out a few fresh tomatoes. Well, maybe just one because I added that whole can of tomato. But everything I make, I like to add if possible, especially if I use a canned ingredient, a fresh ingredient as well. I prefer all fresh ingredient, but it's also in the middle of the winter, so it's realistic to have everything, you know. So, right, so I cut up all the peppers. And then we're gonna do a small spoon too, and do add some erőspista. And then I think we'll have so many spices in this bean. All right, so I'm gonna turn it around. I'll show you guys adding more chili peppers and the paprika that I cut up. Are you helping? There's a kitty cat here helping. Hi, Cola. Are you helping in the kitchen? What would you like? Would you like some chilies? I don't think cats like chilies. So Cola's helping. So we're gonna mix in all the peppers. And now these guys gonna cook for a while because they need to soak it all in and cook down. So again, this is the red chili paste called erőspista, and I'm going to get a small spoon. Now, one thing I also love in Hungary, you have these sometimes this tiny, tiny little spoon that we call kávéskanál. It's like coffee spoons. They are tiny, like compared to like these bigger spoons. So, oh, and there's even a smaller one. Even a smaller one. Like they are so, so cute. So I'm gonna use one of these tiny, tiny spoons just to put. I'm gonna show you guys how much I put because I'm just gonna put a little bit. This is really hot stuff, okay? So I'm gonna put like this much. That's it. Because I already have plenty of chili peppers in there. So this stuff is going to be hot. And right now, I'm just going to add just probably a few spoonfuls. I'm gonna get a spoon and just gonna get a few spoonfuls of the pea paste that I have from the hummus making from before. Yeah, it's because of the coffee. It's just something that they don't use in every other country, Harriet, the small spoon. Yeah. Okay, so here's the beans are cooking, and here is my yellow pea paste that we have left over from the hummus making that just thickened up like this. It was unexpected, but I'm just going to add just a few spoonfuls. I think it's going to be nice. Yeah, maybe in Italy, Harriet, you're right. Maybe one more because I think this will help thicken it and also might help with the heat because this is going to have a lot of heat in it. So it's, I think, kind of going to be undetected. I might add some more later, but right now this is good. And now we are just going to let this bean cook right now. And now I'm going to prepare for the addition with the soba noodles. So, which I'm going to have to rinse a little bit because they are starting to stick together. Even though I put the oil, so it depends on the type of noodle. It's been a while since I cooked the soba noodles, and I was not expecting them to stick together because I put the oil in the water. But sometimes it still happens that the noodle sticks together a little bit. So I just rinse it down with some cold water. All right. So now we are going to prepare for our next dish. And that is going to be this amazing mix that I just decided to do for the soba noodles. So first we are going to cut up an onion. And I'm not cutting this up tiny. I'm just going to half it and slice it. That's it. And yeah, garlic. Hungarian cooking loves garlic, so I'm going to add garlic. And everything, I feel very fortunate because my mom also loves recycling and loves, just composting everything. Everything that I am not using, it's going to the compost or the recycle, which I detailed. So originally I was going to use a deeper pan, but I realized I do not need a super deep pan, which is also nice. So I'm going to use also this small piece of ginger that I have left over. And I'm going to put in the onion, the garlic, and the ginger together. And I'm just going to use 2 cloves of garlic like this. Now, there's different ways. You can peel the garlic, or you can just put it down and press on it, which is a trick I learned. Press on it the way it is, and then it's easier to remove um, the shell. It just kind of comes off. And I cut this tiny piece from the end that's kind of woody, and then just chop it up. This is a rough chop of the garlic because I like the little bigger pieces in this, not super tiny. Let me know, Henriette, if you have any questions or you want to share anything from your life. This morning it was great because we were able to go to one of the hot thermal waters, which those of you who might not know, I'm recovering from an ankle surgery. And it was wonderful to be able to go to the healing waters and just be in those waters and have the experience of the hot water. So of course the dishes always pile up when you cook. So I'm going to have to wash this pan that I'm going to use thermal water. Yeah. Hungary has so much amazing thermal healing waters. And close to where we are right now, there's one, it's like 15 minutes away. And I've been there twice. And today was the second time, which was great that I was able to go. And, they just have many of the minerals that are really healing for the body. And the water is warm. It's between 34 to 36 Celsius. So it is nice and warm, and it allows, the body to heal, to move freely. And yeah, it is just simply wonderful. So I'm going to use that pan. Going to also prepare my spinach, zucchini, cabbage. Probably going to use like half of this cabbage. And I'm going to use probably about 2 carrots. How much Fahrenheit? From the top of my head, honestly, I don't know. I would have to look it up. It is a comfortable Fahrenheit for the temperature that we do. And uh, I'm going to put some olive oil in the pan, and then going to prepare to chop up all these vegetables and operate this maybe. Yeah, I have to look up. I know that it is a very comfortable water temperature for sure. So I'm going to, let's see, turn this on. Okay. Okay. 36 is a normal body temperature. So it should be, yeah. Yeah, I know they have some hotter waters too. They go up to 40, 42, but you're not supposed to stay in those for a long period of time at all. So um, the 34 to 36, this is comfortable. It was not too hot and it's cool outside. So we were able to do some swimming and then also just some exercises in the water, which was great. Okay, so I'm going to flip this around. So I'm just going to show you in the pan. I just have the garlic, the ginger, and the onions, and it's warming up. And right now I'm going to chop up the rest of the things and going to get some bowls to have something to put it in because I'm doing multiple different things and I'm running out of counter space at the same time. So I also was going to do a fruit salad, which is going to be mangoes and kiwis and an apple and some lemon juice. That's it. But um, that was also over here and I'm running out of space. So I had to move it. Okay. I'm going to put some of the things that I already chopped up into the compost bin. And some of the lids into the recycle. Just have to clean up some counter space before I continue with my chopping up things adventure. So next is going to be the cabbage, the carrots, and some of the zucchini. Then I might need a little coffee because actually the water tired me out so much. And I have a meeting in a little bit, so I might need a little pick me up or a nice tea. Yeah, I will check the water and the conversion and I'll put it in the link under. But Yeah, it's going to be 90 something probably in Fahrenheit. Okay. Oh, it is so much better. And I like to try to put away the things that I don't need. So I'm done with the olive oil right now. So I'm going to put that away. And we are back to chopping off some cabbage. So cut this cabbage in half. Nice half cabbage. It's kind of like a handful. And of course, you cook for how many people, how many days. I mean, this is going to be good for a few days. You can always warm up a little. That's good. So I'm starting to hear the onions. And I'm going to do the zucchini. Probably going to add like half of the zucchini to it. The zucchini can go in later because the zucchini like almost don't have to cook at all. While the carrots are going to need to go in first because they need to cook the most. So I'm just cutting the ends and going to wash these carrots and then chop them up. All right. Let's check these onions. Looking nice. Just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to add the carrots to them. And here are beans cooking. They're probably going to need like an hour to simmer, so you're not going to see the final finish. But I'll put a picture. And here's the zucchini that I cut up, and I'm going to cut the carrots. And here are the cabbages, so you can see kind of the size that I did. And then we'll also have some spinach. So the zucchini and the spinach going to go in last. And the carrots, I'm going to just do like just slice and then cut it in half. Or you can cut the carrot in half and then do the slices, however you like to do it. So that's the carrot's going to go in a minute, just as soon as I cut them in. And I don't like them super cooked, so it kind of depending on how you like them. You can also probably shred them and do it that way. And you can do thinner slices, thicker slices. It kind of depends on how you like to do it. My family came home in the meantime, so if they need to come in the kitchen, I might have to stop this live session. See. And I also have a meeting about 15 minutes. But by then, everything should be done anyway. All right, so the carrots are all chopped up, and I'm going to show you guys. Here are the carrots. This is 2 carrots, and I have my mix of garlic, ginger, and onion here. And this looks good. Now we are just going to add the carrots first. I'll let that cook a little bit. And then, okay, that's fine, Harriet. Take care. Thank you so much for joining. And you can watch the rest if you want later. Thank you so much for coming. And then in a few minutes, thank you. I'm going to add the cabbage, and then I'm going to add the chopped up zucchini, and then we are going to add some spinach. And after that, we'll add the soba noodles that are right here, and the whole thing is going to be mixed together. And yeah, thank you so much, Harriet, for coming. I check on the beans. They're cooking. See the taste. Well, they are hot for sure. I might actually chop up the other half of the zucchini into the beans. So when it gets closer. Those of you who join later, I have the carrots, onions, garlic, and ginger cooking here. It's going to go with soba noodles. And I have the black beans with different type of chilies, garlic, and onion cooking here. It's going to need to simmer for a while, but occasionally I stir it, make sure it doesn't burn down. And I haven't added salt to this because I wanted the sweet flavor of the carrots a little bit to come out. But now that they've been on for like a few minutes, now I'm going to add some Himalayan salt. And I added the Himalayan black salt to the beans. So I'm going to add the Himalayan pink salt to the soba. Right to mix the salt in. Carrots are cooking pretty quick, so I'm going to add the cabbage now. And if you have a wok, this would be great in a wok, but we don't have one here right now. So it's a big piece. Need to cut this up a little bit more because it become a chunk. Let's put this out for a second. Just gonna cut that piece a little bit more up. This is kind of in the middle, so it becomes one big chunk instead of smaller pieces. So I think I decided that I'm going to cut out the other half of the zucchini and that's gonna go in with the beans. So I'm going to do that right now. And those I'm going to cut into small pieces, smaller cubes. Just so that the zucchini is not bigger than a bean. I can show you guys after I cut it out. Mm-hmm. Flip this around. So I cut up the zucchini to about pea-sized pieces. And I'm going to put them in right now. Yes. If the beans get pretty hot, also the zucchini will absorb the flavor. And it's good to have the fresh veggies. So we're going to mix that in. Let it cook. And the flavor. It's hot for the cabbage and the carrots. Now I can't, I was not going to get pan and I might still. I'll have to mix it in separately. Cabbage and the carrots are doing nicely, so now I can add the zucchini. And I'm going to add some turmeric. Yes, turmeric. Just a little bit. And I'm going to add some Hungarian paprika to the beans, about this much. Mm. I don't. Because you can never have too much Hungarian paprika. The same way. So I'm gonna mix the Hungarian paprika in. cook. And then the turmeric in here. Cook for just a minute or two. And then next thing, I'm going to open the spinach and add the spinach to the mix. Oh, I have it open. Spinach. It'll be like a nice bowl. Spinach you can add as much or as little as you like. And then the lime holes. So this spinach like filled this bowl, same amount that I had with the cabbage. Let's see, it's actually 60 grams of spinach. You can use more if you like. The spinach kind of like just dissolves. The spinach. First, I usually just add it in a cup and then it will cook down and then I'll mix it in together. And then we'll just mix it in together with the noodles and all this. I actually thought I was going to use more ginger and garlic, but I ended up not using that. So and then I will just mix this mixture together in with the soba noodles and it's already done. The beans still need to cook. It's for another hour to be done. This will be just done in a minute, especially because I'm also going to mix it together with the noodles. So, but I'm going to have to bring out a bigger pan to do that. So actually I'm going to turn this off for now. This is doesn't need to cook much longer. The heat of the electric stove is enough to cook it. Spinach. Yes, Samuel, thank you for joining. Just being done, I cooked this vegetable dish and a bean dish. Bean with hot chilies, Hungarian peppers, and paprikas, and the mix of vegetable with soba noodles that I'm gonna mix together in a different pan. And I'm sorry I have to go because I have another meeting to join. So thank you so much for joining Gabriella's Cooking. Until I see you guys next time, Gabriella signing out. May your day be joyful, beautiful as always. And hope you join me next time in my cooking and writing and publishing adventure.